Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all. Today we have interesting topic again. When I was in the law school studying Islamic law, if we can say so, I mean like Islamic law, it's really funny. This is a gang law. Anyway, so one of the student he asked a question, which is, you remember there was an old movie, it's about Robin Hood. Now, Robin Hood supposedly is a thief who he steal to feed the poor, all right? Which mean many people, they might take his side, even though like he looked like he is a thief. But if you think about it, and I think about it this way, by the way, for sure I'm against theft, there's no question about that. But I believe that those who they have all this money, they are unjust, and they are stealing the money of the poor one. Those who own castles and live like prince and princess. Actually, they call themselves prince and princess, and all of this is from the blood of those poor farmers who work all day, and then at the end of the month, they take their money simply with no right, except that those people. They've been given land because they have soldiers, and it's a gang system. It's the same as Islam. A king, he divide territories and he give who he please, and he take from those who he don't like. So he can make you poor in one day, he can make you rich in one day by giving you a land, and the land, when you own it, you own the farmers with it. So somehow it is unjust system. Then we have Robin Hood, the one is coming to save, or let's say, to make a balance of justice in the society. Now, is Muhammad a Robin Hood? Because Muhammad was attacking caravan, and Muhammad was stealing money from caravan, and he have many attack. The Muslims, they have a book, it's called Kitab al-Maghazi. Kitab al-Maghazi simply is an endless list of attacks made by Muhammad and his followers, and it gives you details about in each attack how much money Muhammad he made, how to divide the shares, etc. So this book goes it's for sure it's approved by Muslims, there's no question. A book made by me, the Muslims will not approve it because supposedly I'm anti-Islam. But if you are one of them and you are a scholar, then you are approved to be someone who speak about the Prophet, because the whole point of the book is not to condemn the Prophet, but to say he's a hero. He is the hero of the thieves. So, Muhammad in the beginning of his life, and the reason for him to successful in the beginning, he have an agreement with all the thieves and all the outlaw in his territory, in the city of Mecca and Medina. The old days, the Arab, they used to have something, it's called a sa'alik. A sa'alik, actually, even there is a big, huge part of in the Arabian lecture. There's big study about them. Those are people who they became wanted. Their tribe kicked them out for misbehavior, for theft, for crimes, for etc. So they live in the mountains, and they even if you kill any one of them, his tribe will not ask for revenge. And the word sa'alik mean the one is it's kind of a term of to insult, like he is nothing, a trash, like garbage, something very tiny, you can step on him, he is nothing. So this was sa'alik mean. So Muhammad in the beginning of his life, he found that those people are very helpful, and what he did, he told them, you are a thief and you are a criminal between your people, but if you join me, you will be considered as a hero. And even if you die when you are attacking to do your theft, you will collect after enjoying all the life you have before. Even after you die, I promise you, my God will give you a lot of virgins in the heaven. So those thieves, they found somebody suddenly, he can accept them And not only this, to be honored, to be considered mujahideen, to be considered people of God. So from being thieves, criminals, disgusting people, suddenly to be wonderful people, people who everybody respect. Even God Himself, He will reward them. So that was a big, let us say, a smart movement of Muhammad by taking those criminals, and then all the criminals they start joining, because simply you kill, you steal, you rape, but still you are a good guy. That's fantastic. So those people already they have their blood is full of violence, and they love to take things is not there. I mean, it's not them, they're their own. So they can take it and they don't feel guilty. So during the law school, one of the students he asked question about theft. Is theft haram totally, or there is many kind of theft? Like Robin Hood, is he a good guy? He can steal. The teacher he said, well, Robin Hood at the end of the day, brother, he is a Christian, and this guy he will go to hell for what he do. He but if a Muslim he do what Robin Hood did, he will go to hell too. Then the guy he asked, why? Isn't it this guy is stealing from those who they are bad to do? He said, no. You see, if you steal, in this case, if you want to steal and you want to be praised, like you can steal from the non-Muslims. But if you steal from the Muslims, then you are a thief. You cannot steal from the Muslims. And then he said, but there is an exception. You can steal from the Muslims if you are serving Allah, if the purpose is to serve Allah. And then he gave us a story about Moses and the stone. Moses, simply, he was accused by the Jew. We mentioned this story before, but for those who do not know it, Moses was accused by the Jews that he have a problem. He have a problem specifically in his testicles. And if you have a problem in your testicle, this is really a problem. Like this is not good. So Allah decide to prove that Moses has no guilt regarding his testicles, and his testicles is very fine. So what Allah did, He made a rock steal the clothes of Moses, and then the rock took off with his clothes, his money, his etc., and went all the way until Moses reached the children of Israel, which means Jerusalem, the middle of them. And then everybody saw that that Moses' private part is very fine, as you see in front of you in the hadith. In this case, the stone stole the clothes, yes. The stone is doing theft, yes. But the stone in this case is serving Allah. Even you notice here that the stone is stealing clothes of a prophet of Islam, supposedly, because Muslim, they say Moses is a Muslim. So even though that the stone is stealing from a prophet of Allah and took off with his clothes, but in this case the stone is not guilty, for this stone is serving Allah. And as you know, and for those who do not know, in Islam stones are Muslims. Even though the Prophet he used to clean his anus with the 3 stones, which means he cleaned his ass with the 3 Muslims, but this is what they believe. This is why we see that Muhammad here is speaking about this story, that a stone, after they accuse him that he have a sexual problem or sexual disease or etc. in his private part, the stone took off and run away with his clothes. And this is how Allah proved to the Jewish that the private parts. What is funny about this, by the way, in the Muslim translation, it says the private parts What do you mean private parts? How many private parts Musa's has? Now seriously. Anyway, maybe Musa's is different. You never know. So Musa's have a private parts, and Allah wanted to prove to the Jews that his private part is fantastic, is beautiful, and maybe it is good in good shape. Like, I mean, maybe good size. I don't know what the story here. So the private parts of Musa's are really good, and they are okay. So don't worry, be happy. And this is how I know this site is acting up. I'm trying to center it in the middle. It's not working. All right. I need to upgrade my my computer, my system, but thank you for not donating. What we can say, nobody is helping. So here, oh, it's out again. I'm not sure what's wrong. Anyway, I think the story is very clear. You can read it. Here in this case, the theft is done by a Muslim stone against a Muslim prophet. And Allah, He ordered the stone to do so. The stone did not do it by its own. Like, the stone here is serving the will of Allah. And this is why the stone was stealing the clothes of Musa. So the Jews, they will see that his testicles and his penis is very beautiful, mashallah. And his balls is very big, mashallah. And that was a reason for the Jews to say, mashallah, he must be a prophet. So, mashallah, this was a plan of Allah to make the stone steal the clothes. And you need here to think about the wisdom of Allah. Like, think about it. The Jews are accusing the prophet that his balls have something wrong with them. And Allah, He need to prove to the Jews that the balls of his prophets are the best. So what He do? He ordered a Muslim stone to go there, place herself in front of the beach. Musa's, because this is the only stone there, so he took off his clothes, he put his clothes there, and when Musa's in the middle of the water, the stone ran away. Genius, unbelievable, amazing story. Nobody can come with stories like this except Allah, for sure. So according to the sheikh in the school, in our school, he said this was a theft, but here the stone is serving Allah and it's not a bad stone. Yet Musa's, he struck the stone with his staff, and until now the marks of the stone exist there. You see it there, it says, by Allah, there are marks of 6 or 7 stroke made by Musa's on the stone. So Musa's already practiced Sharia law on the stone, and he beat the stone because you should not do that. But Musa's here is not very accurate, because he should accept that that this is Allah's wish, and Allah who is the one who made the stone. But Musa's, because he is just a Muslim prophet who do not know what Allah planned, so he punished the stone by beating her 6 times or 7 times, as they say, 7 stroke in the stone. Like, have you believe it? How tough Musa's is with his staff. He beat the rock and he leave 7 marks in the back of the stone. I feel sorry for this stone. That must be very painful beating, you know. Until now, the marks there. Wow, man, I cannot believe it. But we have to believe it. If Muhammad says so, you say you don't believe it, they chop your head. So you better say, I believe it. It's true. It's absolutely true. So this is one of the stories about how you can be thief legally in Islam. If you steal from non-Muslims, it is very fine. And if you steal from a Muslim but serving the purpose of Allah, like what happened to this rock, it's fine in Islam. I hope you did enjoy, guys, this video. I'm trying to make them short. Actually, I'm not doing live broadcasting because my computer is freezing. But again, we say thank you for those who they are supporting us in donation, and we say thank you for those who they are not supporting us too. With this, I say God bless. Christ is Lord. Islam.